Welcome to MicroCosmos. This week we are going to talk about spacesuits. As you know, space is a very harsh environment. But let's see at what altitude would you need protection. From sea level to 3000 meters, we have the region known as the physiological efficient zone. Here humans can normally function. Then we have the physiological deficient zone, which extends from 3600 meters to 15,000 meters. Here you wouldn't be able to function, and you could suffer from hypoxia, which means that your body is deprived of oxygen at tissue level, trapped gas dysbarism, when gas trapped in the body expands, and decompression sickness. Above 15,000 meters, respiration is no longer possible, because at this altitude the pressure at which the lungs expel carbon dioxide exceeds the outside air pressure. Then we have the Armstrong limit, which is above 19,000 meters. Here, fluids in our throat and lungs will boil away. Now, in space, the human body is exposed to more extreme conditions like vacuum, extreme variation in temperature, radiation, and micrometeoroids. The first pressurized suit was designed in 1931 by Yevgeny Chertovsky. During that time, some experimental balloon flights were taking place in order to beat altitude records. Those pressurized suits later evolved into spacesuits. We have three types: the IVA or intravehicular activity suit, which is normally lighter and more comfortable. As an example, you can see cosmonauts and astronauts wear this suit when they board the Soyuz spacecraft to fly to the International Space Station. This suit is called Sokol KV-2 and is designed to protect the crew during the launch and re-entry in case an accidental depressurization of the spacecraft. For a while, the Soviet Union didn't use pressurized suits because simply they couldn't fit 3 cosmonauts inside the capsule wearing spacesuits. This led to the tragic death of the Soyuz 11 crew after visiting Salyut 1. During re-entry, the capsule depressurized and the 3 cosmonauts lost their lives. They are so far the only humans to have died in space. After this accident, the use of IVA suits became mandatory. Then we have the IEVA or intra-extravehicular activity suits. This suit is used for both IVA and EVA activities. The most known examples are the Berkut spacesuit used by the Voskhod 2 crew, in which Alexei Leonov performed the first EVA in history, and then the Gemini G4C, used by the Gemini crews during the 1960s. These suits were designed because the astronauts wouldn't have the necessary space inside the capsule to change suits from IVA to EVA. Although they protected the body from space environment, they couldn't be used for very long spacewalks or planetary exploration. This leads us to the EVA or extravehicular activity suits, the heavy armor of spacesuits. This suit is designed for long spacewalks and planetary exploration. They provide protection against all space conditions and good maneuverability. The first example is the Apollo Skylab A7L that was used during the Apollo missions for spacewalks and moon exploration, and for EVAs during the Skylab program. The Apollo spacesuit was the first one to have its own life support system. In earlier models, life support was provided using an umbilical cord connected to the spacecraft. Nowadays, we have the Russian Orlan spacesuit and the American Extravehicular Mobility Unit, or EMU. They have primary life support of 7 and 8 hours respectively. They work as a small spacecraft and are the EVA suits in use on the ISS. With new goals in the horizon comes the need for new spacesuits. SpaceX is developing its own for use in the upcoming Dragon V2 spacecraft, and NASA is actively testing new prototypes for Moon and Mars missions, such as the Z-Series, which is being designed for microgravity EVAs and planetary exploration. Some of the improvements are the ability to bypass the astronaut pre-breathe thanks to the higher pressure of the suit, and this is the first spacesuit integrated into a suit port dock. With this, it will be possible to eliminate the use of airlocks. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If so, please leave a like, and if you feel like it, subscribe, and thank you for your support. Have a good week!